We're here with Steve Schanwald, Executive Vice President of Business Operations for the Bulls. Let's talk about Derrick Rose, MVP candidate. What does he bring to the table for the Bulls as far as from a marketing perspective?
Well, first of all, he's Chicago's own. He's a local kid, and he's that rarest of superstars in that he has genuine humility. He's all about team, not about self. Totally unselfish, totally respected and loved by his teammates, totally about winning. I just feel like all of us here in Chicago, especially those of us who are privileged to work for the Bulls, are blessed to be able to watch a player like this in the early formative stages of his development, and he's only 22. To think where he could be at his peak when he's 27 or 28, when he has years under his belt of experience to combine with his tremendous athleticism, it just boggles the mind. There's not another player in the league, honestly, at this point that I would trade Derrick Rose for. He's a killer.
When you talk about the humility, usually these guys have a little more bravado. He doesn't. How does that kind of, it's a different kind of superstar. How's that going to work for him?
Well, first of all, he does have bravado on the court.
Right.
And you can see that in the fourth quarters of most games. When he has to take over, he takes over and he makes sure, he wills the Bulls to many victories. Off the court is where his humility really shines through, and I think what really endears him to people. Derrick tries to be the most perfect Derrick that he can be, and I think everybody sees that he's totally natural, that there's no phoniness about him. He's not a manufactured product. What you see is what you get, and I give an awful lot of credit to his family for the way they raised him and the way Derrick turned out.
There's going to be a lot of inevitable comparisons to Derrick to Michael Jordan. Is that fair? How do you feel on that subject?
Well, I don't think it's fair to compare anybody to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is one of a kind and unique, one of those athletes that comes along maybe every 100 years. He was the Babe Ruth of our generation. But Derrick Rose is going to be great at being Derrick Rose. He's different than Michael in personality, but the same in some ways in personality because he's so cold-blooded at the end of games. He'll do whatever it takes to win, and he wants to win badly, and he wants to improve and keep getting better badly. So in those ways, they're very similar. Off the court, Derrick and Michael are different animals so far, but we'll see. Derrick's only 22. His career is just beginning. Michael didn't win his first championship till his 7th year. Derrick is now competing for a championship in his 3rd year at the age of 22, which is how old I think Michael was when he entered the league. So we'll see how Derrick's career develops. But I think they're two different people in some ways and two very similar people in other ways.